Most people think hitting 10,000 steps every single day is just about fitness. But here's what nobody tells you. The people who actually do it consistently, they don't walk because they have to. They walk because their brain is wired differently than almost everyone else around them. And that difference? It's not a quirk. It's not obsession. It's one of the most powerful psychological profiles a person can have. If you're someone who genuinely needs to hit your steps, where skipping a day feels genuinely off, like something inside you is unsettled, I want you to understand something first. That feeling is not anxiety. It's not rigidity. It's your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Here's the psychology behind it. When you move your body rhythmically, like walking, your brain releases a steady, predictable flow of dopamine and serotonin. Not a spike, not a crash, a baseline. Psychologists call this dopamine regulation, and most people never find a clean, healthy way to manage it. They scroll, they snack, they chase short-term hits that leave them feeling worse. But you found movement. Your brain learned early on that consistent physical rhythm equals emotional stability. And so it reminds you. It pulls you toward those steps because it knows what you need before you even consciously realize it. That's not compulsion. That's neurological self-awareness. And it is genuinely rare. So what does this actually say about who you are as a person? Let's break it down. Rate 1. You build discipline without thinking. Here's something most people get completely wrong about discipline. They think it's about willpower, about grinding and pushing and forcing yourself. But behavioral psychologists have found that the most disciplined people on Earth don't feel disciplined. They've simply built what's called an automaticity loop, a habit so deeply embedded in the nervous system that it no longer requires a conscious decision. When you hit your steps daily, you stopped negotiating with yourself a long time ago. You don't wake up asking, should I walk today? You just walk. And here's why that matters beyond the steps themselves. That same mental wiring shows up everywhere in your life. You follow through on commitments. You finish what you start. You don't need external accountability to do what you said you'd do. While most people are still trying to find discipline, you've already become it, quietly, without making a single announcement about it. Trait 2. You use movement to reset your mind. Think about the last time something genuinely bothered you. A frustrating conversation at work, a relationship tension you couldn't shake, a decision sitting heavy in your chest. Now, think about what you did. Chances are you walked it off, and it actually worked. That's not coincidence. There's a well-documented psychological process called cognitive defusion, the ability to step back from your thoughts and observe them without being controlled by them. Most people can't do this sitting still. Their mind spins in circles. But rhythmic movement, the steady, repetitive act of walking, interrupts that loop. It gives the brain something physical to anchor to while the emotional noise settles on its own. You have essentially built yourself a free, portable mental reset button that you use every single day. You don't stay stuck in your head for long. You don't ruminate the way others do. And the people in your life, whether they know it or not, benefit enormously from the version of you that comes back from that walk. Trait 3. You break big goals into small wins. 10,000 steps sounds like a big number, but you don't think about it that way, do you? You think about this block, this song, getting to the end of this street, then the next one. That approach, breaking an overwhelming target into small, achievable moments, is one of the most studied success strategies in psychology. Researchers call it goal gradient theory, and it reveals that people who focus on proximity to progress rather than the gap to the finish line are dramatically more likely to succeed in everything they attempt. The 10,000-step person doesn't just apply this to walking. They apply it to their career, their finances, their health, their relationships. They instinctively understand that big things are just small things done repeatedly. While others freeze at the size of a goal, you've already started. You're already moving. You're already 500 steps closer than you were 10 minutes ago. That is not a minor psychological trait. That is the architecture of every meaningful achievement. Trait 4. You stay present more than others. We live in an era of relentless distraction. Every app, every notification, every scroll is designed by billion-dollar companies specifically to pull your attention somewhere else. And yet, you walk. Sometimes with a podcast, yes, but often, if you're honest, in genuine quiet. Noticing things, the temperature, the sounds, the way your body feels today versus yesterday. Psychologists have a name for this state: somatic mindfulness, the practice of being grounded in the body's physical sensations in the present moment. And research consistently shows that people who practice it, even without calling it meditation, report higher life satisfaction, lower stress hormones, and a significantly greater sense of meaning in daily life. You are not disconnected from your life the way so many people are. You have a felt sense of being here, of noticing what's actually happening in your body, around you, within you. That quality of presence is something other people spend years trying to learn. You've been quietly building it, one walk at a time. Trait 5. You have quiet self-respect. And this last one, I want you to really sit with this. Nobody gives you a medal for hitting 10,000 steps. Nobody claps. Nobody posts about it for you. Most days, nobody even knows. You do it anyway. That is one of the purest definitions of intrinsic motivation in psychology. Doing something consistently, not for external validation, not for applause, not for a reward, but because you have a private, unspoken agreement with yourself that you are worth showing up for. Think about how rare that actually is. Most people only do the hard thing when someone is watching, when there's a streak to protect publicly, when there's social pressure to perform. But you have built a relationship with yourself that doesn't need an audience. You kept a promise to your body today, again, and you'll do it tomorrow, again. That quiet, daily act of self-respect ripples outward into everything: how you carry yourself, how you speak to yourself during hard moments, how you treat the people you love. You don't just walk 10,000 steps. You show up for yourself every single day, and that is everything. So, here's what I want you to drop in the comments right now. Which of these 5 traits hit closest to home for you? And has your daily walk ever genuinely saved your mental health on a hard day? I read every single comment, and I have a feeling this one is going to be a conversation worth having.